Fighting Illini country, and they be putting up a good fight in Champaign. Cancer Awareness Night, and prior to the game, special balloon releasing ceremony in honor of those lives lost to cancer. We'll have a little more on Cancer Awareness Night as this match moves on. Let's meet the members of the green and white from Michigan State. And Danielle, you're keeping your eye on Megan Marsack. Why is that?
Megan Marsack, she's going to really play that kind of traditional soccer number 10 role. She's going to be attacking center midfielder. Look for her to combine and find the feet of Olivia Stander.
For the home side, University of Illinois, what type of formation do they run?
They're going to be playing in a 4-3-3. This is classic Illinois soccer. Brees, Fair, and Holden up top. Look for them to switch places and combine. They have a very dynamic attacking front three.
Nice conditions for this Thursday night soccer on BTN is just getting to the crucial part of the conference season. The University of Illinois in the white uniforms, and they open possession here, and the big player, number 20, for the orange and blue, Vanessa DiBernardo. She's just getting her feet full form, coming back from representing the U.S. at the U20 World Cup in Japan, and successful run is now Michigan State with her first possession. Paige Wester. Allison Krause, young freshman, has had a good showing for Tom Sackton's Michigan State Spartans. Defensively for Illinois, Wycamp will start to build up the attack in the middle. Nicole Brees, a freshman on the other side, number 11 for Illinois. Shayla Mutz, playing a little different position this year, Shayla Mutz, for the Fighting Illini.
I remember her last season. She played up top for them, but she's transitioned well. She's playing outside left back, and I anticipate that she'll have some role in the attack there going forward on the outside of the pitch.
Nikki Reed eyes the target, trying to slot the pass through. Handball just outside of the box. See the series history between these two teams. Illinois has dominated. They've won the last 12 meetings. Last year, Michigan State fell twice in double overtime, including the Big Ten tournament. So the green and white looking for a little revenge. Now the first free kick of this match. Put in softly there by Dennenberg. No one can get on the end of it. As we get ready for a goal kick early on in this match. Impressive record under the lights this year for Illinois, 4-0. It's Michigan State trying to build out of the middle. Megan Marsack, such an important cog there, number 3 for State. So here's Sarah Coven, another freshman. A lot of key freshman players on both sides. Paige Wester, knifes it into the top of the box. Trying to get the pass back, but Shayla Mutz, the Fighting Illini, move it down the near flank.
Pull out, Meg, pull out, pull out.
Hear the voice of the well-experienced 22nd season for Tom Saxton. Team had a 14-6-1 record last year. More than half his life has been spent with Spartans soccer. 3 letters as a player back in the day. He knows the tradition well, both the men's and women's side in East Lansing. Second free kick for the Fighting Illini will make Janet Rayfield a happy coach. Pretty experienced also, 11th season, a winning percentage of over 16 60% for Janet. Her team had a 17-5-2 record last year. Led by Vanessa DiBernardo as Wykamp sends it into the box. Bouncing around, Holden looking for it. Keys to the match, beginning with Michigan State. What do you think, Danielle?
Well, I think there's two real keys that Michigan State needs to focus on. One, they need to finish their chances. They're a team that's created opportunities and outshot opponents, but hasn't always gotten the result that they wanted. Defensively, Illinois has such a dynamic attack. They need to make sure that they stay organized and defend together.
Allison Krause. And the first free kick now for Michigan State.
And I think that's a good tackle. I don't think that that's a foul at all. I think Farrell does a good job to poke that ball away. I can see why she'd be frustrated, because I would be frustrated too if I was in her spot.
Because she got all ball there, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally clean.
Michigan State towards the back post. Upper 90 off the free kick. State strikes. Not a surprise. Olivia Stander in the midst of it.
What a great start for Michigan State. Olivia Stander, she does a great job to just curve that past goalkeeper Steph Pinozo and into the far post. Tom Saxton is excited about being able to kind of get on the board early, throw the first punch, and get started against a team that they haven't had a ton of success against in recent years.
That was his motto this week to his team, throw that first punch, and they certainly do. That's their prize fighter, Olivia Stander, delivering it off the free kick. 5th goal of the season. Good look there from our crew, Steph Pinozo. A valiant effort. She got her fingertips on it, but that's all she could do. Now a deep throw in coming from the Fighting Illini. Getting a foot on it there, Shayla Mutz. So we'll see how Michigan State responds after that goal from Stander.
And this is going to be a good test for Illinois. A few weeks ago, they had a game against Penn State where they gave up a goal early, and then they proceeded to give up 2 more goals right after that, and they were down 3-0 early. Coach Rayfield talked about how they learned a lot of lessons from that. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond to giving up this early goal just 5 minutes into the match.
And now the good thing is there is a belief that they can score against Illinois. You can see it's been a long time, over 1,100 minutes of scoreless soccer against the orange and blue. So now they have that off their backs, and Tom Saxton's team can just concentrate on picking up the result the rest of the night. Steinleggy. DiBernardo extending. Nifty footwork in the middle there by Jordan Muller. She's the quarterback. In years to come, Coach Saxton saying it's going to be Megan Marsack. And until Jordan Muller leaves, it's her duty right now. Denenberg coming off a great match, number 16 for the Fighting Illini. Now going the other way is Krause, who's been trying to create some havoc with her forward runs.
And I think Nicole Denenberg is going to be a key player for Illinois. We talk a lot about Vanessa DiBernardo in the center of midfield, but Nicole Denenberg can play a key role because she can take some of that pressure off of DiBernardo in possession and creating opportunities as well.
Vanessa DiBernardo with the first 7 matches without her and Coach Janet Rayfield. Scored the overtime goal, the Big Ten tournament last year at Northwestern. She has a penchant for scoring big goals, DiBernardo. Sarah Coven spins it in the middle. Possession recaptured by Illinois. DiBernardo eyes the target, slots the pass down the drive. And Illinois coming close. Nicole Brees with a great look.
DiBernardo just makes a savvy pass to the far post, and it looks like Brees. She just doesn't do a good job of getting over it, and looks like she loses her footing a little bit, which is important to talk about because it has been raining here, and the field out there can be a little bit slick.
Brees, the freshman, 2 goals and 2 assists already on the season. So Soba allowing Michigan State now to come forward. Kelsey Mullen back to the target there, Paige Wester. Wester creating some space on the outside. Coming back for that pass, Megan Marsack. It's Jordan Muller trying to serve it down the flank. Finally comes down. Numbers in the penalty area. Trouble though by Illinois. Nicole Brees stumbles with it. Michigan State trying to make them pay for the turnover. Jordan Muller from distance and having to reach up, but not too much of a problem for Steph Panozzo.
And this is a good decision by Jordan Muller. I mean, Steph Panozzo had a little bit of trouble with the goal that she gave up. I'd say good for Muller. Go for it again.
Shots even at 2 apiece. Shooting the ball has been a common theme this year for Illinois, leading the Big Ten with 106 shots coming into this match in 5 conference games. If you're Vanessa DiBernardo in Illinois, where are you looking for space, Danielle, against the Spartans?
Well, to me, it seems like there's a little bit of space behind the Spartan defense, but also out wide. If they can look to continue to play the ball wide to those forwards out there, they're going to be able to create some opportunities by serving it into the middle and having players like DiBernardo and Dennenberg run onto it.
DiBernardo from far away sails it over the bar. Second team All-American, the junior. She's got soccer in the blood.
Yeah, her dad was a phenomenal player for the U.S. men's national team, Angelo DiBernardo. Big soccer family right there.
She demonstrates that intelligence on the field as now Michigan State with the counter. Searching pass intended for Kraus. Now cleaned up out of the back by Illinois. Olivia Stander and the Michigan State Spartans leading 1-0. Stander's 5th of the season off the free kick. Stadelmayer losing it into the middle, Nikki Reed. Marissa Holden brings it down the left side. Here's Nicole Brees. She had that chance earlier. Now the freshman gallops into the penalty area, and that drive stopped by Steinlege. Junior Anna Steinlege taking her time, making sure she makes the right decision, and it's a good one. Serves softly for Kraus, but dispossessed as tracking back was Wycamp. Marissa Holden spins it off. Dennenberg will drive it forward for the orange and blue.
And Marissa Holden, she's done a pretty good job of being able to hold the ball for Illinois. They look to play it into her feet, and she's done an excellent job of turning when she can. And if she can't, she plays it back to Dennenberg or DiBernardo, who are right underneath her.
Shayla Mutz flying down the near side. Has to deal with Wester. Gives to Dennenberg. It's here to the back. Farrell. DiBernardo. Left-footed towards the target by Nikki Reed, and Courtney Clem getting her hands on it again. It's Clem, the red shirt sophomore, makes her second save. Spot time last year behind Jill Fleestra. Third week as a starter, learning on the fly. Muller has some space. Playing deep, DiBernardo. Knocked off the ball by Marsak, but on the outside, Illinois, Fair. Earns the corner off a Steinleg.
Corner kick, Illinois. Taken by DiBernardo.
So a team that has had trouble generating goals. They've created chances, but just not finished them. Try to create an equalizer off the corner. DiBernardo. Nice service. Rising up. Wycamp getting ahead on it. Big Ten soccer fans, make sure to check out the BTN Soccer Report, our weekly web show, hosted by Kevin Egan on BTN.com. Previews, interviews, and breakdowns of the conference's beautiful game. You can also follow on Twitter at BTN Soccer Report. Must-see television for fans about the women's and men's side in the Big Ten Conference. Gorgeous fall weather for a little match on this Thursday night. So far, the home fans a little disappointed as 29 minutes remain in this opening half. So far, Michigan State's done a good job keeping number 20 quiet, Vanessa DiBernardo. But watch out for Illinois. Their 2-1 win over Indiana, both goals in the final 11 minutes, so they can strike late. Absorbing the challenge there, Amy Fair. Another handball as they were trying to get it over to DiBernardo. And that's the player, Megan Marsak, that was very noticeable last year in the Big Ten tournament at Northwestern. Such a strong tackler, never backs down from anyone. Is here having to deal with the free kick, served in by the Fighting Illini. Dangerous loose ball for a moment, comes back. The drive, belted wide. Nikki Reed behind the ball again as we look at the service in again off the free kick.
Great service into the box, and I can absolutely 100% agree with why the Illinois coaches were yelling. That looks like a handball to me all the way.
The players seem to agree because they almost stopped playing. Marissa Holden, senior and Texas native, on the outside. Fair loses it. Good turn in the middle by Coven. Extending Kraus. Offside flag is raised. Paige Wester was coming forward for Michigan State.
That's a good direct attack by Michigan State. And when I say it's a good direct attack, I mean it was purposeful. They didn't just whack it forward, but Coven took a good first touch, found a forward who then looked to find Paige Wester running on. She was just a bit offsides there.
One of the keys for Illinois, Coach Janet Rayfield talking about, can they find space in the middle of the field and then play in it? So far, it looks like space has been at a premium the middle of the park.
And Illinois has done a good job of possessing it. That's one of their strengths. You see, they'll string together 1, 2, 3, 4, even 7 or 8 passes at times. But it has to be purposeful. There's no, you don't get points for possessing the ball. You got to possess it to move forward and then convert on the opportunities you create because of that possession.
Nikki Reed, the poacher, steals. Nikki Reed tried to chip it into the box as she had Marissa Holden going forward. Farrell wins it there from Kraus, using her keeper, Steph Panozzo. Steinleggy. So hear the instruction from the touchline from the coaching staff's communication talk. It's being encouraged.
Good, Kel. Keep working. Battle.
Jordan Muller spins it back, but it's taken back over by Illinois. DiBernardo flicked ahead, fair. She's got some space in front. Feigning the pass, now on the outside, Nicole Brees. Some good dribbling to the perimeter of the penalty area. Leaves for Fair. Michigan State recapturing. Just safely out by Jordan Muller. It's Wester calmly back, and Paige Wester off balance, able to take that pass in, but Cassidy Brown beginning the attack. Nikki Reed, the senior, on the outside to the freshman Nicole Brees. It's Brees, body of Mullen coming in there. Denenberg, good job to win it. Tries to get the pass through for Holden. It's Nicole Brees. She has been strong from the left side, dealing with that physical defending from Michigan State. Quick throw in by Mutz. There's Denenberg losing it. Seems like every time Michigan State loses it, it's Jordan Muller cleaning things up. Now going hard on the run near side, Paige Wester sneaks it into the box, but numbers not there for Michigan State. Now they get possession again. The goal scorer, Olivia Stander, on the outside. Wester launches it into the box. Good hustle by DiBernardo to beat Kraus to it. Give the back line a breather. Michigan State looking calm behind the ball. Trying to direct approach down the left side. It's Pulowski in for Marissa Holden. See Marissa Holden used in that target attack here. The Illini is now Michigan State. Good communication, and they let the keeper, Courtney Clem, boot it away.
And communication is so key between a back line and the goalkeeper. I mean, the goalkeeper has the advantage of being able to see everything on the field in front of her, and it's really critical that she is talking to her backs and telling them when forwards are running through, where they are on the field.
So we'll take a brief break. A few minutes ago, one goalkeeper that couldn't get her paws on it, Steph Panozzo. Nice shot off the free kick. Olivia Stander with her 5th of the season. It's Cancer Awareness Night between both teams tonight in Champaign, Illinois. All fans will receive a colored ribbon to wear during the game. Different colored ribbons each represent a different cancer which has affected their lives. Saw a balloon wreathing ceremony. celebrating survivors of cancer prior to the game. And all the different colors representing different cancers in the great fight. As here, showing the athletic skill, Megan Pulowski off the throw-in, the first chance that she's had to pull that out of her pocket, as we're in Illinois, Michigan State taking on the Fighting Illini. Both teams looking for some traction in conference play. Alongside the former national champion, defender, coach at Northwestern, Danielle Slayton. I'm Dan Kelly. Second corner kick coming here for Illinois. Vanessa DiBernardo. Their big star has been kept quiet so far. A soft one to Dennenberg. Launched back towards the 6. But numbers there for the green and white as they pull it out. Nikki Reed. Stadelmare takes it away from her. Nikki Reed, number 5 for Illinois, plays a big role for her side.
She just kind of sits in that holding midfield spot, and she really allows players like DiBernardo and Dennenberg to be creative and attack freely, knowing that someone's solid in there behind them.
Offside flag raised for the second time. Paige Wester.
Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it.
Been a little over anxious moving down that left side on the attack, but that's where they got the free kick to get their only goal of this game.
And she's been close both times. It's not like she's clearly offside, so her timing's just a little bit off, but I anticipate that she's going to want to keep trying to push that back line. One time, maybe she catches the Illinois back line off guard and is on sides and got a one-on-one versus goalkeeper Steph Pinozzo.
Now it's Pulowski in the middle working with DiBernardo. Pulowski, number 7 for Illinois. They possess the ball right now. Here's Nikki Reed. Senior and Michigan native, pushes it out wide, Shayla Mutz. Spreece spins it ahead. DiBernardo losing it to Stadelmare, now sent across the face of the goal. Coming down from Michigan State with some time and room. Stander was trying to play it over the top. Big distribution by Pinozzo. Stander under duress. Dangerous pass, but it works out. Maybe not so much. Now Illinois. DiBernardo launching it wide as she had another good crack from distance.
And this is excellent transition by Illinois to attack. They win the ball just at the borderline of that attacking third, and they have 3 passes, having a lot of people get involved in creating that opportunity. Good shot by Vanessa DiBernardo.
Nikki Reed, forced by Marsek. As DiBernardo getting accustomed to the college game after being on the international stage. Here's Vanessa. As it caroms down for Fair. It's 1v2. Trouble delivering that cross. With a little over 18 minutes to go, Michigan State trapped in that far corner. Making the trot forward, Nikki Reed into the penalty area. DiBernardo takes it from Brees, and she will go to the spot. Great opportunity for the Fighting Illini to level the match.
Special player, DiBernardo, doing what she does so well, creating opportunities when there's not a lot of space to play in. She takes a good first touch, has a crack at it, and it deflects off of a defender, and I think onto the hand of senior, Muller.
0 for 1 on the season on penalty kicks. Vanessa DiBernardo trying to change that. She does, and she levels it.
Collected. DiBernardo just uses the inside of her right foot and slams it to the far post.
She roots the red-shirted sophomore keeper, Courtney Clem, the calm, cool Vanessa DiBernardo, as my partner Danielle Slayton said. And she shows the coolness to tie things at 1 here with just under 18 minutes to go in the opening half, and it's livened up the crowd in Champaign, Illinois. Saw some close handballs, and they're at Bite State. Here's DiBernardo again. Pushes it in the middle. Left foot from Dennenberg. Not too difficult for Courtney Clem to smother.
And halfway through this first half, or 30 minutes into this first half, we have 2 dynamic players that we talked about really putting their teams on their shoulders and creating opportunities. Both Olivia Stander and Vanessa DiBernardo stepped up and gotten goals just 30 minutes into the match. So
that's why we talk about those stars in the open, and then they fulfill the prophecy. So it was Stander, 5th of the season, to open up the scoring. Vanessa DiBernardo, with her 2nd on the year, has leveled it off the free kick. As Muller puts it into the area.
For the Spartans. Taken by Olivia Stander.
Corner kick for State. Their first. Olivia Stander shapes it in towards the near post. Steinleggy was sprouting up. BTN goes where you want, when you want it with BTN to go, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. You watch live soccer and BTN original programming on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. BTN to go is available at no extra charge to subscribers who receive BTN through their cable, satellite, or participating video providers. To learn more, visit btntogo.com. Also available in the App Store. Here's Pulowski. Belleville, Illinois native, number 7, making that run down the right side, but beaten to the ball by Stadelmare.
Start right here first.
Nikki Reed. Now back to Shayla Maltz. Throw-in coming for the orange and blue here with just under 15 minutes to go as the boss of the Illini, Janet Rayfield, looking on. Liking the action most recently as DiBernardo's penalty kick conversion has leveled the match. Marsak dealing with the traffic as DiBernardo now in her face. Sarah Colvin switching fields, but it's Reed finding it. Jab loose there by the freshman Sarah Colvin. Dennenberg behind it. A lot of experience on this Illinois team amongst their starting 11, Danielle.
They start 8 players who are either juniors or seniors, so there's certainly experience there, and I really think that that's what enables them to have the confidence to be able to possess it in the tight places that they do. They have to be careful that they don't turn it over in a dangerous spot. They've done that a couple times, and Michigan State has capitalized on it, but overall, I mean, I think that senior and junior leadership really speaks volumes to their ability to possess the ball.
Coming on, making a run, Mutz. Knifes it in front. Stout defending by State. Steinlege knocks it out of harm's way.
And you can see Shayla Mutt, she's a forward at heart. She comes all the way back from the left back position, makes an excellent run, and finds herself inside the 6-yard box. Excellent job by Michigan State to have cover on that back line and clear it off the line.
Coach Rayfield says she's embraced that new role, but she also has embraced that old position, apparently too. Old habits sometimes still hard to die, as this is DiBernardo, edge of the penalty area. Can't work the pass through. Canton, Michigan native, the freshman, Allison Krause. Now the goal scorer, Olivia Stander, showing some nice technique. Right foots it towards the 18, alertly leaving her line, the veteran keeper, Steph Panozzo. Steinlege has been pretty calm here, number 10 for the green and white.
And that's good defending by Amy Fair. I like her work rate. I mean, it's so difficult sometimes to get forwards to have that discipline to work hard in defense, and I think that's really impressive, especially by a freshman.
We're good. That's it, White, right there.
To the post. Let's go. Get to the post. Don't
Krause as Wykamp coming back there.
Foul called against Illinois.
Wykamp coming a little hard.
That makes sense. I was going to say, I didn't see a whole lot.
So it will be a easy, think about it, 35 yards.
You got this, Liv.
You got this, Liv, meaning Olivia Stander. Fired a dart to open up this match. Testing the frame again. Panozzo there. Cooley grabs it.
And again, I'm not 100% convinced that that was a foul, but the thing that these players need to recognize is that this referee is calling every little thing. So they need to understand how he's going to call the game, and they have to play smart. Make sure that they keep their hands down and don't give any little silly fouls or even give the referee an opportunity to make that call.
You hear that from veteran soccer players a lot of times. Check out the variables before the match. The weather, and get a grasp of how the officiating is going to go, and then adjust accordingly. Mutz knocks it forward. Cool back heel there by Nikki Reed, but DiBernardo couldn't bring it into the area.
16 for 22.
Mutz to Denenberg. Nikki Reed launching it towards that back post. Good hustle by Fair to track it down. It's Illinois bringing the attack closer here as we approach the final 9 minutes of this opening half. Pulowski does her thing. Drawing some shouts from the crowd.
And it's certainly fun for fans to see this slip throw. It's not an easy thing to do. I would break my neck if I tried to do it. But it's dangerous because it's unpredictable. It's floated into the box. Sometimes it knuckles, and it really puts backs and goalkeepers under pressure.
And Pulowski puts him under pressure there. Good news for Courtney Clem. It ends up on the roof of her goal. But they creep a little closer. Now it's going to be a corner opportunity. They've had the advantage on the corners in this opening half. DiBernardo doing the work. Nice ball floated into the 6. Wanting to take a crack at it was Fair. And it gets pawed away as another corner kick. Is pressure now starting to come from Illinois.
It does feel like Illinois has gotten a little bit of momentum, and the crowd's gotten into it a little bit more. It seems like they've certainly had the run of play in these last few minutes.
DiBernardo is creating some chances with these nice balls from the corner. This one not as nice. Not giving her team much of a chance there. She'll live to fight another day as it ends up on the roof. It's like a line change, the fresh legs coming on for Michigan State.
And a lot of coaches tend to do this because you cannot re-enter the match once you've left until the second half starts. So players who've played now for 35, 40 minutes, they'll get a rest for a little bit, get some fresh legs, and you'll see them likely in the second half.
Seems you always look for that as you approach that 5-minute mark. Here with 7.5 minutes. Making that hard run, Dennenberg runs into traffic. Allows the Spartans to drive it forward, looking for it, Allison Krause. Here's Olivia Stander. DiBernardo's everywhere. There's no corner, nicely saved by Cassidy Brown.
And that's the kind of ball that Illinois really can't afford to give away. They do a good job. Cassidy Brown is composed and plays the ball to a teammate, but they can't afford to turn it over on that second pass right on the border of the attacking third. Great possession by Illinois, but now you make 4, 5, 6 passes in this tight area. All of the defenders from Michigan State are there. Now you need to change it, find a player like Dennenberg, and get out the other side where there's space to attack into, just like they do right now.
They work. Danielle Scripp switching fields to the right side. Fair. She's had a noticeable first half. Heaved in, trying to create some danger, but off the side netting.
The other thing that becomes good about this long flip throw is that when Pulowski goes over to take it, so many of the defenders get in front of the goal that occasionally now there might be a little bit space for her to play a short ball and then get the ball back and serve a good driven ball into the box. So you leave yourself a few opportunities, and you kind of play a game of cat and mouse with the defenders in that way.
Then when she does put it into the right place around the 6, it just creates chaos with all those numbers around. Turnover out of the back. Jordan Muller coming forward, and that's why Vanessa DiBernardo, that turnover, she was forced to take the foul. And now a good opportunity for State here late in the opening half.
And this is a foul because it's from behind Vanessa DiBernardo. She's just trying to get her toe in there, but that's an absolute foul. And it really comes, though, from the turnover out of the back for Illinois.
Off the top of the goal. Getting another crack, Olivia Stander. Was looking for the entryway, didn't see the holes in the box. Pulowski fighting Illini. We look at that last free kick opportunity. Olivia Stander clanging the top of the bar in the goal.
And set pieces, set pieces, set pieces. So many goals. We talk about in the game of soccer how important set pieces are, and that's absolutely been the case today. I mean, we've gotten 2 goals, a penalty kick and a free kick.
Hey,
You
go,
have
get
another
in.
opportunity right there where it goes off the crossbar. And yet another opportunity right here.
It's been an exhausting first 40 minutes for DiBernardo. She's been everywhere. Well defended by Michigan State as it's punched back by Steinlege. Pulowski loses control. Stadelmare. The left flank has been a good thing for Michigan State. Allison Krause now making a run. Heffron has Stander in the box. Comes down to Olivia Stander. Waits. Fires. Just gets underneath it a little much as she comes close to her second goal of the half.
And that's special work by Olivia Stander and also by Alexandra Heffron. I mean, she's the one who really creates this with her dynamic touch across the front foot of the defender, Alina Wykamp, and then Stander is just composed enough to take a couple touches. She just doesn't quite stay over it. But two special attacking players for Michigan State right there.
Mentioned coming into the match, Illinois leading the Big Ten with over 100 shots during conference play. Living up to that reputation, 13-6. Shots favoring the Illini is now Michigan State. Sarah Colvin. Final 90 seconds of the opening half. Fiebernitz spreads it around. Keeping a watchful eye on Olivia Stander. Cuts it into the 18. Now coming down for Mullen. Mullen slides it into the box.
1 minute remaining.
Jordan Muller off target.
And both teams, I think, have played pretty well. I think both coaches have got to be pleased with how their sides have started the first half of this game. I think the keys going forward are going to continue to be for Illinois, possess the ball, but once it gets tight and there's a lot of Michigan State defenders around, you got to change it and find some space and go out the other side. If you're Michigan State, you got to continue to take advantage of when Illinois turns the ball over and go directly at them because they're unorganized defensively at that point.
Muller, Michigan State, looking for a final crack at the target. Comes down for Heffron.
10, 9, 8.
Heffron hurrying the corner here. They begin the final countdown.
3, 2, 1.
And the first half comes to a quiet close in Champaign, Illinois. It was Olivia Stander and the Michigan State Spartans opening up the scoring, but off the PK, their go-to player goes to goal, Vanessa DiBernardo. Cancer Awareness Night in Illinois. We're all level at 1 through the first 45 minutes of play.
But let's talk about Illinois and Michigan State. They're only separated by 3 points, which means a win for either of these teams is huge. Either Michigan State's tying Illinois in the points, or Illinois separated themselves a little bit from the pack.
I know as coaches you look at the conference standings, but do players take the time between studies and training sessions to watch the conference rankings and watch the standings?
I know I did when I was a player. I was as competitive as they come, and I wanted to know where I stood at every moment because it's important. You got to know where you stand because you got to know the results that you need and what you need to bring in terms of training and gameplay every day.
Michigan State coach Tom Saxton saying one of their strengths is they can be a good passing and possession team like they were on Sunday versus Iowa in the scoreless draw. Wouldn't you agree that they also had that operating well in the first 45?
I totally agree. I think they've done a good job of possessing the ball, but what I'm even more impressed with at Michigan State is their willingness to go direct at Illinois when they win the ball and when Illinois turns it over. They don't want to possess it then because they know Illinois is not in a good shape. They're in an attacking shape, and that's the time when you want to go after them because they're a little bit unorganized, and I like how they've done that so far.
So attack when they're vulnerable is just underway in this second half. It's Cancer Awareness Night in Champaign. Both teams participating as Kelsey Mullen will bring it in for the Spartans. Shayla Mutz switching positions from a forward to a defender. How much of a challenge is that, Danielle, and what are the biggest challenges when you switch positions?
I think the biggest challenge in becoming a defender is that you have to learn to be a little bit more conservative. You don't have players in behind you to cover, but it's certainly something that we do in this country. I mean, you look at some of even the players on the national team. Brandy Chastain, one of the most famous women's soccer players ever, when she was in her heyday, she was playing left back, and she was converted from a forward to an outside back left defender.
Is that something you'd recommend to young players to try to play as many different positions as possible?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Getting versatility into your game and being able to understand the needs that are required of you at different positions makes you such a valuable asset if you're thinking to playing in the college game at a high level like the Big Ten.
Rejected there is Olivia Stander. Not surprising coming into this match, over 50 shots taken, leading the conference, and she has been behind the ball, putting it on target frequently for the Spartans. Kraus in the middle. Paige Wester. Couldn't contain the pass back. Had a good, feel good for DiBernardo to convert on that PK. Now Fair trying to convert down the right side. Cuts it into the middle, but numbers back for the Spartans. DiBernardo looking for some space. Attracting some defenders on the outside.
And this is what Illinois does so well. They combine in the middle of the field, and then they have a wide winger in Amy Fair outside running towards the goal on the flank, and that's how they create that opportunity. Quick little passes in the middle, spring somebody out wide, and then serve it across into the middle of the box.
Coming deep, Olivia Stander. It's her first year without Laura Heiber. More of an onus on her as Paige Wester and the Spartans trying the direct approach.
Take a chance. Pull back it in.
Nikki Reed trying to create. Converged on by two defenders. The last of which, Steinleggy, safely plays it out. What's it like, Danielle? You lived that life in the Big Ten Conference as part of a coaching staff. Pretty much takes over your life, doesn't it?
It's certainly a grind during the season, but it's worth it. I mean, it's day in and day out, and you're recruiting and evaluating and coaching, and sometimes you're a teacher and a friend and a psychologist all in one when you're dealing with your players. But to really learn to get the best out of your players and see these players grow and develop is really something special, and it was really fun for me to be a part of that.
Pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out.
A lot of miles on the road too, I would imagine, trying to find the right players and the right person for your group.
Yeah, you need talented, good players to win, but it's also your responsibility then to continue to develop and teach those players. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach. You want to find good players, and then you want to make those players even better.
An intense Tom Saxton looking on as his team trying to defend this free kick. Dennenberg floats it the outside, fair. Quickly dispossessed. And a good flick ahead by Paige Wester, but still trouble brewing. Out of the back, Farrell. Gets a second try. Shayla Mutz leaves it on the grass.
Get up when you can, come on.
Dennenberg shedding a few defenders. But Marsack brings it back the other way for State. Vanessa DiBernardo starts her attack so often. There can't find the support around her, but still shows some hunger.
And what's so great about that is she loses the ball, she doesn't make a good pass, but her first instinct immediately is to go and win the ball right back.
Now Olivia Stander. Can't cut that cross into the area. The game-winning goal last Friday. 5th of her career. She scores big goals. Points leader Olivia Stander.
Come on, White. Come on, White.
It's Coach Raycroft on the Illinois touchline, trying to keep things positive is Amy Fair. Jonai gets back. Now into the penalty area, Pulowski. Switching fields. Slotting the pass through. Maybe Bree should have shot it, but instead looking for the back support. Taking too much time, and Steinlege drives forward and picks it up for Michigan State.
Come on, play.
Stander under duress. Flings it out wide. Heffron made that good run early. Now Marsack, right foot. Marsack off the post. Michigan State leads 2-1.
Megan Marsack does an excellent job to find herself right on the top of the box, and the Illinois defenders, they just got a little bit lazy there and didn't converge on her quickly enough. She's wide open in a dangerous spot on the field, and that just cannot happen if you're the Illinois defense.
Quick release, but she took enough time, just the exact time that she had left until defenders converged on her. Pretty poised finish from Megan Marsack, the sophomore from Michigan.
And it's challenging when you're a defender to mark a midfielder running into the forward line. But when you have 4 backs there, you have to be able to absorb those players if you don't have a midfielder who's tracking that player back.
Nicole Brees finding it in the middle. Jordan Muller. DiBernardo gets whistled. Never question her work rate, Vanessa DiBernardo. We've seen that demonstrated a few times this evening. Making a hard run, Paige Wester. Spins it into the middle. Kraus turns. There to stop it, Steph Panozzo. Kraus and the Spartans would feel real comfortable with a 2-goal lead, so that could be a save to remember from Steph Panozzo.
And I think number 2, Kraus, she really could have done probably a little bit better with that. I think Steph Panozzo did a good job to get in the right spot, but at the same time, it seemed a little bit like, oh, look what I found, and the ball ended up right in her hands.
Nicole Brees out of play. We look at that last chance for Michigan State and the freshman Allison Kraus.
Good first touch, good turn in the box with the defender right on her, but she needs to keep her head down, keep her chest over the ball, and make sure that that ball stays on the ground.
Winless in the last 12 games versus Illinois, Michigan State.
Hello, Clem.
Trying to change that trend. Coach Saxton saying Allison Kraus, she's an opportunistic finisher, but it took her a while to emerge as a freshman and adjusting to the physical play in the Big Ten Conference, but now she's found her way. Chelsea Peterson works it down the right side. It's Paige Wester in pursuit as Mutz. Wester slips loose. Try to slip it into the box. And a little overzealous there in the box, Allison Kraus.
The forward line of Michigan State is really doing a good job looking for each other and playing together. And I think a little bit of the reason of that is there's a little bit of space for them to play into. I think the defenders from Illinois can do a better job of keeping the game condensed. And so that means they need to step up quicker and get closer to the midfielders and not give the Michigan State forwards as much time and space to play in.
Farrell has things covered in the back, but now a turnover. Allison Kraus finds Wester. Drops it into the box. Was thinking Kraus, but well marked by Illinois. Fair the other way. She's a little frustrated and she comes in hard there on Olivia Stander. She's worked hard tonight. It's a nice fall evening in Champaign. It's that time of the match. And it looks like the timing has been perfect for this game as weather bearing down. Champaign-Urbana area in about an hour. And of course the weather was not too good late this afternoon, but the skies have cleared enough for the beautiful game. Michigan State on top, 2-1. Go-ahead goal from Megan Marsa. DiBernardo. That little jab knocks it ajar, but Michigan State earning the throw-in. Desiree Aber comes in for Alexandra Jonai. As we approach the final half hour of this match. Nice dribbling from Allison Kraus. Wester's got the speed on the flank, but so does Megan Pulowski defending. Cancer Awareness Night, student section representing proudly. You still expect the Spartans to push numbers forward with this 1-goal lead as we approach the final 30 minutes?
I still think they have to continue to play. Starting to slow the game down is something Coach Saxon might start to consider around 10 minutes, but with 30 minutes left, you still have to continue to go after it, move the ball, create opportunities. You can't just play a a bunker or a prevent defense for 30 minutes. That's too much to ask of your team.
Substitution for the Spartans.
Paige!
Into the game, number 16, Alexander Heffron. Replacing number 22,
Alexander Heffron reinserted into the match, replacing Paige Wester. Good work by Chelsea Peterson for Michigan State. Kelsey Mullen sent to the cul-de-sac. Now it's stolen by DiBernardo. Having to wait for the pass, Nikki Reed. From distance, the second try, Nikki Reed off target. Just trying to generate somehow, some way.
That's good movement by Nikki Reed. She starts on the right side of the field, plays the ball in, and here we see her getting onto the end of it all the way on the left side of the field. That's created by her movement after she plays the ball in to number 16, Nicole Denenberg.
Michigan State coming off of a pair of weekend home games, a 2-1 win over Nebraska, and a scoreless draw in their last match versus Iowa. So it has to feel good to put 2 goals up on the board tonight. Started by Olivia Stander. Launched out of the back. Coming down for Kraus. Muller will happily take it. And Allison Kraus does keep it. Nice option, slots the pass through, but Steph Panozzo, right decision. Panozzo keeping the Fighting Illini in this match as we look at that last opportunity.
Good run by Alex Heffron and excellent job by Steph Panozzo to read that ball and come off her line. Snatch that up. It's really not even very dangerous at all because of her decision.
Heffron, 16 in green and white there. The edge of the wall has been making some dangerous runs. Now in a defensive stance. Free kick here for the Fighting Illini. DiBernardo, a one bouncer, handled carefully by Courtney Clem.
And balls that bounce right before they get to the goalkeeper are so difficult for them to save because they not only have to worry about where the ball is, but then they also have to worry about, do I come and try to get it before it bounces, or do I have to try and adjust and take it right off the short hop and make sure I can hold on to it solidly and not give up the rebound.
Yeah, good point, and it's against a red-shirted sophomore keeper, Courtney Clem, who doesn't have a ton of experience here playing in Champaign. The field's wet. A lot of factors that could make that a little dicey on the way in. DiBernardo. Jordan Muller denying her cross. As Muller has been a stalwart back there, number 9 for the Spartans. Patrolling the midfield. Here it's Allison Kraus.
Get out of there!
Chelsea Peterson finding Steinleggy. Nice recovery by Stander. Visions of Allison Kraus coming to the box. Nice steal, almost along the near touchline by Stander. So now it's bumped forward by Iber.
Solid.
Kraus on the outside. Heffron didn't have enough room to find it. Under 25 minutes to go, University of Illinois campus. Two teams looking for a little separation in the middle of the pack of the conference. And the Spartans have not had a lot of success against Illinois, but right now enjoying a 2-1 lead, trying to protect it. Fresh legs, reinserted into the match for Michigan State. Mary Catherine Fabernitz. Old Santa Clara Bronco. She's young still, but Danielle Slayton. I'm Dan Kelly. Our BTN crew is always classing up the place. Michigan State defending out of the back well. Pulowski softens it. Pulowski to DiBernardo. She had an inch of space looking for the call in the box, and DiBernardo and Illinois can't come away with any cracks at goal.
And this game is really starting to open up a little bit. Both teams are starting to get a bit stretched, so there's a lot of space in the midfield to play. The team that can take better advantage of that space is going to create more opportunities, I think, in this last 23 minutes.
Brown back to target. Pulowski returning to the junior out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. Cassidy Brown. Pulowski once again. DiBernardo's got the look. Launches it. DiBernardo bar down. And DiBernardo, that's bar down and in the goal. Illinois has leveled it. Just give her an inch of space and she'll strike from distance.
Great first touch, great second touch, and way to get her head up, make great contact. And that ball just bounces off of the crossbar and in across the line to the goal.
DiBernardo, she has battled hard all evening as Illinois has leveled the match here late on their home field. Little Thursday night soccer on BTN. It's been a pretty good match back and forth. Illinois has tied things up. DiBernardo, the star of the party. She has both goals. For the Fighting Illini, should be a great finish. DiBernardo trying to switch fields. A stumble there in the middle changes the course of attack from Illinois. Steinlege finding a mate out there on the flank. It's Kraus with the turn, but numbers coming back. We look at the goal that equalized things. It was a rocket from DiBernardo.
And you can clearly see there that the ball, the entire ball, bounces over the line. Goal by Vanessa DiBernardo, no question on that one. Great call by the referee.
If there was question in the future, you're a soccer purist a little bit, but would you be in favor of goal line technology?
I think so, but I don't know that I can figure out a way for them to do it without continuing to slow down the game. That's the challenge. We don't have the luxury of other sports when you have like football or basketball or baseball where there's a lot of stoppages. I mean, this is a free-flowing game, and how do you keep the game free-flowing when you have to stop it to check replays? That's a challenge, I think.
Foul in the Illini. State has proven dangerous already as Dennenberg gets whistled. Steinleggy, junior out of Grand Haven, Michigan. Into the area. Kraus was looking for Olivia Stander, but read nicely by the back four from Illinois. As we come down to the final 20 minutes of this match. Maybe more. Stander was trying to get the shot away as it was dropped right in her area, and a hard challenge. Coming in for Michigan State, Desiree Iber. The card immediately shown.
State's number 26, Desiree Haber.
There's another look at this collision.
This is going to be a tough one for me to watch. And that's not only head-to-head action, but she also hits her head on the ground. Nicole Brees has had such a fantastic role, I thought, in this game. We just hope that she's doing okay.
Yellow card for Desiree. Brave freshman down on the field.
Mary.
Nicole Brees out of the Show Me State. She shows you something there. Hopping up. We hope
Courage, you can re-enter, right?
she'll be okay after that wicked collision.
No sub, either one of them, right? Doesn't count either one of them, right?
Okay, thank you.
So they'll play on without Nicole, at least for the moment. Into the box, bouncing dangerously, just letting it go.
How many crossbars have we seen today? At least like 4, right?
Side nettings, roof of the goals. There's been a lot.
Here's the last one, and it looks like Courtney Clem. She just looks like she can't quite decide what she wants to do, and that sound off that crossbar is magic in her ears.
She's kind of stuck in the middle, and she's got the supporters for the orange and blue right behind her in her ear. Under 20 minutes to go, and the way this match has gone, you just get a feeling that we've got another one, meaning a goal, left in us in regulation, because both teams have been bringing numbers. Jordan Muller out wide, Olivia Stander. Trying to craft it in towards the 6, comes down for Muller. She thought about the volley.
Got a job to do. No, you're fine.
Here comes DiBernardo on the counter. Just one away from the hat trick for the superstar, Vanessa DiBernardo. They're trying to set up Fair, who is making a run. Sophomore Courtney Clem. DiBernardo saying all you, meaning letting Cassidy Brown take it. Errant pass. There's that supporter section reminding Courtney Clem that she is in enemy territory tonight. Here's Amy Fair. She's got numbers in the box. Comes down, making a crack at it there. Marissa Holt, those fresh legs. Just deflecting wide, but Illinois gets a corner.
Good service into the box, driven to the near post by Amy Fair. And number 8, Holden, does a good job to fight and get in front of that defender so she can just get a toe on it and try and create this opportunity.
DiBernardo plays it short. Good recovery by DiBernardo. Makes the run into the box, comes down nicely. Pinballs around, finally found by Mutz with some time. Mutz into Holden. The numbers back for the green and white, and they'll play it safely over that far touchline. Little recent momentum created from the home side. They've been the comeback team all evening. Coming back twice, the Fighting Illini to level this match. Dennenberg behind the ball. Here is Reed on the outside. Mutz couldn't get to it.
Substitution for the Spartans into the game.
Substitution time on the field gives us a chance to tell you that you got to check out the BTN Soccer Report if you want to know what's going on in the conference. Weekly web show hosted by Mr. Egan on BTN.com. Previews, interviews, breakdowns of the conference's beautiful game. You can also follow on Twitter at BTN Soccer Report. The attack has quieted down a little bit for Michigan State after that leveling strike from DiBernardo. A good turn in the middle by Marsak, out wide, wanting it, and she'll get it. Olivia Stander runs away from traffic. Chested down by Kraus. It comes down the feet of the Illini. Marissa Holt, DiBernardo, that energetic run, slots the pass down. Fair gets taken down at the perimeter of the box. Michigan State averting danger, but still possession. Peterson swings it out wide. Nikki Reed, just a toe poke forward. Getting on the brink of that box, trying to create some offense here.
And Vanessa DiBernardo does a great job of making the players around her better. I mean, Amy Fair makes a run to the back line of Michigan State, and all of a sudden you have this beautiful ball at your feet played to you by your center midfielder, Vanessa DiBernardo.
Marissa Holden, arms getting up a little higher. Initially I thought that Holden might have got called on the foul. DiBernardo, the orange and blue, trying to create off of the free kick. Vanessa swings it in, comes down nicely. The drive taken by Cassidy Brown, handled coolly by Courtney Clem.
One of the things that's so tricky about Illinois is that they have so many different kinds of services into the box on free kicks. They're willing to serve it to the far post. They're willing to just chip a little ball in there. Vanessa DiBernardo does a good job to find Cassidy Brown. They'll play short corner kicks, long corner kicks. There's really a variety that they have, and it makes it so difficult to defend because they're unpredictable.
(10-0-2) record for Illinois versus Michigan State over the last 12 meetings. They were down, but now trying to live up to their reputation and past success against this Spartan side. Under 14 to go in 90 minutes of this match. Perhaps extra time looming in Champaign. Taking a good look, Cassidy Brown. DiBernardo gets chopped down. Jonai coming back, clipping her. We'll stick around right after this match whenever it does end. The award-winning show, The Journey, Big Ten Football 2012, presented by Best Buy. Cassidy Brown into the box. Looking to get on the end of that was Marissa Holden.
Substitution for the Spartans.
She's had a couple chances here, those fresh legs reinserted into the second half.
And she's so strong. She's a good target player, and she takes a good first touch. Actually, a lot of the players at Illinois take really good first touches. And when you watch them, their first touch is so good because they move with it. They don't just let it get trapped under their body, but they take touch into space. where the players from Michigan State are not.
Heffron skids out of control. She was creating some havoc there, keeping the defenders honest for Illinois.
And I think if you're Michigan State, that's a good tactic to take. Put their backs under a little bit of pressure. We saw in the first half that when they do try to possess it, they often do well, but occasionally they turn the ball over, and then you can pounce on them and take advantage of being that much closer to your goal if you've got a forward pressing the defenders right back there.
Former coach, you think both coaches are pleased? It's been an entertaining match. I think it's been well played by both sides.
I think it's been well played. I think both of them can do a little bit better job of finishing. We've seen how many times the ball has hit the crossbar. We've had opportunities and slipped players right inside the box. So both of the keys for both of these teams to finish their chances, they've done a good job because they both scored 2 goals, but I think there have been more opportunities. I think either team could have 3 or 4 right now.
This could be a good opportunity here late. It's how the scoring opened in the match off a free kick. Olivia Stander behind the ball. She struck for her 5th of the season in the first. Olivia testing the keeper. Panozzo was ready. The goalkeepers have been busy on either side. Nice touch by Holden. Down the far side, Fair. DiBernardo making a run in the box. As Fair gets taken down, be a goal kick.
Number 7, Megan Pulowski. Number 11, Nicole Brees.
Pulowski, and good to see Nicole Brees back into the match as she took that vicious knock earlier, clanged heads, and then her head hit the grass.
I wasn't sure we were going to see her again back in this game, so it's nice to see her out there. I thought she had a really impactful first half, and she's been actually one of my favorite forwards for them up there.
She brought that youthful energy, making a lot of dangerous runs.
Yeah, and I just remember her on the left side of the field in the first half continually being that player where they would find her and she would be 1v1 versus the right back of Michigan State.
So she gets a second chance now to make a difference after the training staff makes sure that the freshman is okay to get back on the field. Just 10 to go here in regulation. Tangled up there in the middle, Coven. Trying to escape the pursuit of DiBernardo. There's just the pressure of DiBernardo causing a turnover. But there to recapture. Megan Marsack puts the pass down the right side. Spartans coming into the box, looking for the pass was Heffron. But it'll be a corner kick for the Spartans.
Again, good job by Michigan State to take advantage of a turnover by Illinois. Megan Pulaski, she could have done a better job to actually turn, but she turns it over in the middle of the field, and just 2-3 passes. Michigan State is earning a corner kick for their side.
Just their second one of the evening. Olivia Stander. Nice service. Heffron again was in the midst of it, trying to create some trouble, punching that one over the bar. Steinlegge was also hanging around for the Spartans. Vanessa DiBernardo losing it. Megan Marsack. Now the turnover. Panozzo out to grab it just in time. Keeping this match level, or Paige Wester would have given the Spartans the go-ahead goal.
And this is what top goalkeepers are expected to do. They are expected to sit and sit and sit, and then when their time is called, with only 8 minutes left, they're asked to come up with a huge save and keep their team in the game.
She's made a couple big saves, Panozzo.
She's an experienced goalkeeper. I remember her from last year being very talented. I believe she was actually the Big Ten tournament MVP with so many big saves in in the tournament at Northwestern last season. It's good to see her continuing her prowess back there in goal.
Called against the Spartans.
Called against the Spartans, still fighting hard to the bitter end. Sarah Colvin, the freshman, whistled. And if no one can score here in the final 7+ minutes, 2 10-minute overtimes await, with a golden goal being the decider in overtime. Not there yet. Cassidy Brown launching it towards the 6, well marked by Michigan State. DiBernardo. Already 2 in the evening, but there her pass intended for Holden was anticipated. Under 7 to go. Here come the Spartans attacking. Paige Wester. Cool back heel, finding Stander. Into the penalty area, but well defended by Illinois. Dangerous header there by Christina Farrell, but numbers back to quell the situation for the Fighting Illini. Shayla Mutz up with it.
16.
Dennenberg. Cassidy Brown now can take a little bit more time. Deep ball. There's that freshman, Nicole Brees. And Brees draws the foul. The junior Kelsey Mullen came in hard, and she's issued the yellow.
We see two teams going at it. I think she gets the yellow because clearly she's got the shirt of the Illinois attacker there, and it's right in front of the the referee. There's really no getting around that.
Shirt with the tug down.
Yeah.
So now DiBernardo trying to change the match. Right foot it! DiBernardo! Hat trick! 3-2! Fighting Illini! It's not her first stroll in the hat trick park. Second time, DiBernardo's done it.
And there's nothing to say other than that goal speaks for itself. Well hit, driven to the near post. Hat trick for the best player on the field tonight.
Hanging on to the end here. It was a valiant attempt there by Courtney Clem, but she couldn't get full contact on that free kick rocket from DiBernardo, second collegiate hat trick.
And an interesting thing to note in college soccer, with 5 minutes left, if you're up by a goal, by however many goals, if you sub into the game, so if Illinois decides to make a sub, the clock will stop here. So that's something interesting to note. Otherwise, the clock's going to keep running.
The good reason for that is, you know, the substitution party would start real quick with the team ahead. Offside flag is raised.
Exactly, and so as a coaching staff, you want to try to get all your subs in, and you want to try to make sure that you can keep this clock running and take as many minutes off of the clock as possible in this last 5 and close out the match.
They have the energy of their home crowd behind them.
But at this moment, 5 minutes left, if I'm Michigan State, I am pressing everything. I am sending players forward, I am taking risks, and I'm going after it, trying to get the equalizer. On the other hand, if I'm Illinois, I'm playing safe and simple, just like that. Get the ball away from my goal, make sure my clears are solid, and make sure I'm not taking any unneeded risks or turnovers, especially in the back and middle third.
Nicole Brees, the freshman, knows what she's doing. She quickly gives it to DiBernardo, but now it's Michigan State Rare stumble there by Olivia Stander, and it gives possession back on the Fighting Illini side.
And the Illini want to continue to possess the ball, but they want to possess the ball away from their goal.
Here's Pulowski going away from her goal. It's Pulowski finally losing it. Sarah Colvin and the Spartans trying to turn it. Nikki Reed standing in their way, safely on the outside. It's Pulowski fighting to get after it. Desperation time now for Allison Krause. And the Spartans trying to level the match down to 3 minutes. Flicked on by Stander, but numbers not there for the Spartans. DiBernardo, and you can hear that clip called against Megan Marsack.
Great first touch, or third touch across her body, though, creating space for herself, and that's why she earns that free kick. Megan Marsack just comes in.
Take a look at tonight's pure silk performance of the game. Not a difficult decision. The junior second career hat trick, Vanessa DiBernardo. Final 2 minutes. Unless Michigan State has something to say about that. And to keep the station on BTN, The Journey. Big Ten Football 2012 presented by Best Buy. Nicole Brees on the outside, down to 90 seconds. She and her Illini just trying to play out the match. Now it's Nikki Reed. Playing it to that corner is a safe place. Orange and blue keeping possession. Michigan State a little frustrated. They thought they had the throw in.
And it's good gamesmanship by Illinois to take their time on those throw-ins and try and kill those last few minutes. I remember as a player doing that all the time. I think one time I even untied my shoelace and then retied it to try to take a couple extra seconds off the clock.
I can see that. It's now a little more urgency behind the ball. Sarah Colvin and the Spartans, 45 seconds. It's Panozzo. Just hasn't been the Vanessa DiBernardo show. The keeper has played a crucial role also. Pulowski striding towards the near touchline. 25 seconds remain. Denenberg stays down on the grass as they start to make a little more noise in Champaign, anticipating a big home victory.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fighting Illini behind the hat trick performance from Vanessa DiBernardo. The second time the superstar has notched 3 goals in one match. Tonight it wasn't easy. They do so over Michigan State. One was an easy one from the spot, but DiBernardo and the Fighting Illini fight their way to a big conference home win. For my partner, Danielle Slayton, I'm Dan Kelly, backed up by our BTN crew. Good night from Illinois.